Hi there, everyone, and thank you for joining me here for, as you'll see, Pisces reading for February. So I'm just going to, it's freezing cold here today. This is the 31st of January. So I don't know about where you are, but it's freezing cold. So let me just light a little candle here for you. There we go. It's taken a little bit of while, but there we go. Candle is lit. So let us get ready for our reading for February for Pisces. Now, if you don't know me from any other platforms online, my name is Laura. I have just returned to YouTube after 10 years. So yes, it's good to be back. So a whole new channel. So let's get started with what we're doing here. Now, I know tomorrow is the 1st of February, so I will be putting this out today, the 31st of January. So by the time you see this, you may have already been feeling these new energies coming in. We have a full moon tomorrow, 1st of February. So there's a lot of releasing being done because of that, but also for other reasons too. So let's get stuck in and see what is coming up for my Pisceans. So let's do current energy. Okay, so current energy, let's see what's coming in that you maybe aren't expecting or you don't quite know about yet. Let's get some guidance for you. And the outcome, should you take the guidance, because remember, this is merely for guidance. You have your own willpower, as you know. Let's get some clarity on these for us too. Okay, so let's have a look. So for current energy, sorry, I'm freezing cold. For current energy at the moment. Now, I actually feel, and I know this has been a difficult time lately for many of us, for most of us, I'll say. You'll have heard many people saying it, so forgive me if I'm repeating what you've already heard from other tarot readers, psychics, and astrologers. I'm not an astrologer, by the way. I can read a chart, but that's about it. But we know that last year, 2025, it was all about releasing the things that we're not to have anymore, releasing things that are holding us back from taking a step forward onto our next path. And this year, 2026, it's a 1 year. It's all about new starts, new beginnings. That starting again of a whole new chapter, a whole new adventure. Now, you may not be feeling like that at the moment, Pisces, and many of us don't. You will find around about the 17th of February, things will start to change. That is when we start getting into the year of the horse. So we've left the year of the snake. We have been able to shake off, get rid of the things that, as I've said, are no longer serving us. Those are still sticking around just now. So don't be too downhearted if you're feeling that this new start that everyone's talking about hasn't quite happened yet, because we're not into that energy fully as yet. But round about 17th of February, that's when we will start to see this more momentum, this more moving forward. At the moment, Pisces, I do feel that many of you are feeling a little bit unsure, a little bit trapped. Um, I know that with you being a water sign, you are going to feel emotions. You are going to feel, it's very much if things don't feel right to you, then that can really hold you back a little bit as well. As we move forward here, and I'll probably keep these a little bit shorter than I would like. But as we move forward here, the Eight of Swords, that is really this feeling of it's almost as though we are feeling very trapped. It doesn't necessarily mean that we've been told things or we are physically trapped, but it's just that feeling because it's almost as if you're coming out of the energy of this uncertainty that we gave up in 2025, but it's we're just not there yet of this new beginnings. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are really finding it difficult to make certain decisions. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are really feeling that things no longer feel right. So that could be showing up to you in relationships, in things that you used to enjoy, but you're not sure why you're not enjoying them anymore. Um, so you probably will feel a little bit lost at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are feeling a little bit alone as well. Obviously, I do have to say this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and cross watching. So it depends where you're watching this from, what angle you're watching this from. Um, but I would say I do actually feel that there are some people here that are watching this because they are in a relationship with a Piscean. At the moment, I would probably think that some of you, if you're not a Piscean, but you're in a relationship or you have a family member or even a colleague that you know is Pisces, you are trying to get to understand what they're going through and when it's going to come to a completion, when things are moving on. Things are definitely moving on, but as I say, I do feel that I wouldn't be surprised if many of you to work through this feeling of uncertainty, stuckness, if stuckness is a word. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are becoming extra busy just so that you can get out of your head. There, you're a very feeling sign, you're a very emotional sign at times as well, and you feel it when things aren't going right. You're one of the signs that it can really show in your emotions. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are keeping busy just so that it takes your mind off things, so that you are feeling a lot better. What I do like here is what is coming in. You've got the sun that's coming in now. Not only is the sun, well, it's actually one of the most positive, happiest cards of the whole deck. This is also for healing. But as I want to say there's a real feeling here of healing my mind. Now, I know you are not an air sign, so you're not someone who is overly in your mind a lot of the time. But I feel at this moment and the last 2 or 3 months, you probably have been more than ever. This is going to be lifted here. Now, I want to just say my team has just brought through someone who is very interested. So there must be someone watching this or someone that is meant to see this that is very interested in bird watching, and I wouldn't be surprised if it is photography also. But I know that there's just this sense that I've been given from my team that someone needs to know that you, for people who are usually going out and about into nature, enjoying the countryside walks, enjoying watching the birds. I wouldn't be surprised if you've got binoculars there as well, because that's what they're showing me. There's just this sense of getting back to what you know, but also to what you know you love. Okay, it's very much giving me this feeling here of getting out of your head. So that must mean something to one of you out there. As I say, I know this is a collective reading, so if things that I say don't make sense to you, just leave that to the one side. But I do know that with the Sun card here, there is just this sense of healing, of feeling better. We're coming back to these emotions here, Pisces. So it's all about the feeling. How does things feel to me? I know that many of you will be counting the days till we have the beautiful spring weather. Certainly here in the Northern Hemisphere, well, here in the UK anyway, there's just this feeling of light and of sunlight. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are struggling as well with the season, with it being so dark. I know they call it seasonal adjusted disorder or something like that. So I know that my team's just brought that through as well. So I know that you are looking to get that sunshine, you're looking to get that light again. As I say, for all of you, the Sun card here, it's just wanting to let you know that that is coming in, that better times are ahead. So let's have a look at the guidance, because as I say, I don't want to go on too long for you. All right, so I actually feel with some of you, now there is a real feeling here of business, as I've got the Emperor and I've got the Nine of Swords. So I know, and now I understand why I kept on talking about the mind. There is very much, when I started saying at the start about this feeling of being trapped, this feeling of being overly busy, of too much on the mind, that's generally not one of the difficult things for you. You can normally really handle that very well. But I do know that there's a real feeling here of taking ownership of what you are overthinking. Although the sun is coming in, it's glimpses of it. All right. I still want to go back to this springtime here. So it's very much a feeling here of we are still in the darker months of the year. So things, even although we've got the sun coming in for you, Pisces, it's not going to magic everything away and make everything better all of a sudden, but it is going to be lightening the load. There is definitely a feeling here of taking charge back of what you want, of what makes you happy. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you as well are have been actually in a little bit of a worry where it comes to business, because I feel that if there's anyone out there that is either the owner of a business or a boss that is in charge of people, I feel that there's some of you that may be having some sleepless nights over that. But it's very much that feeling here of your stuff. I don't know why I'm saying that, but it's very much just what was dropped in there is that you know your stuff. You are very much make sure that whatever you get into, whatever you're interested in, you really get into it and know it. So know that whatever you do, whether this, as I say, is attaining to business or not, it definitely feels as though it's very much within self. It's that feeling of you're in charge of your life, of your destiny, of where you go next. Okay. So, and by taking that feeling back of that, as much as anyone can be, we are in charge of our own life, our own destiny. There's a real feeling here from these cards of that ownership feeling. Do you know that feeling where if we feel something's happening to us, then we don't have that power behind it, and it can make us feel very vulnerable and stuck? There's a real feeling here of taking ownership of you, of your life, and although it's been a difficult time and difficult times for all of us will come again, I guess that's just life. But there's just this feeling here of taking ownership back, of deciding, what you think about, how much you think about, how much you worry, and almost saying, no, I'm going to put a stop to this. I'm not going to overthink. This is making me ill. And I know that I can move forward one step at a time. That is what the guidance of the cards is saying. So let's have a look here as well. Right, wonderful. So I feel that by doing that, we've got the outcome here, which I really like. We've got the Knight of Cups and we've got the Four of Swords. The guidance from these cards is very much, as I've said, taking ownership of the things that you cannot change and being able to move forward with your own strength, with your own knowledge that you are responsible for you and you are moving on and you are allowing, you set the boundaries as to what you allow in your mind, what you allow your thoughts to go to. All right? Because again, we can't control what's going on outside us, but we can control us. We can control where our thoughts go. So there's this very much this strength coming in here for you, guiding you to say that even although you're generally quite a gentle, beautiful, emotional sign, it's very much that let's get back, let's pull things back together. I'm in charge of me and I decide what is going to affect me and what's not going to affect me. So it's very much about setting boundaries here as well, Pisces. Okay, so uh, what I want to say here is the outcome is beautiful. I feel that this overthinking, these energies that you've been in recently, I wouldn't be surprised if you've not been getting enough rest. It's almost as though I want to say your sleep patterns have been disturbed, but it's almost as though even when you are asleep or you're having a bit of a nap, it's almost like the body isn't getting the ability to rest. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are even dreaming or having nightmares a little bit about the things that you're worrying about. There's a real guidance here about stepping forward into something that fills you with joy. Now, I know I've already said about someone who's interested in wildlife or in birds or in photography. There's a real creativity here coming in. It's almost as though once we get our head round what we will and won't allow, and those boundaries are put in place, there's a real nudge here. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are getting a little bit of a opportunity to step towards something that makes you happy, that brings you joy. I wouldn't be surprised if this is something that's creative as well. The guidance here is very much to take that step forward towards whatever this thing that is going to show itself, but also about that rejuvenation. Looking at these cards here, it's very much a case of when you take that control back, and we can only control our lives so much, it's almost it gives you a place to rest, a place to say, right, okay, I'm here and I'm safe and I'm not on the high alert that I've been on for quite a long time, and to actually step out again and do something joyful. And I feel that that is really going to change things for you, Pisces. Okay, so let us have a look. And in case I forgot to say it, because I think I might have, those that have Pisces sun, happy birthday to you. That will obviously be coming up mid-February. So happy birthday to you. Oops. So that's nice. I'm going to take that one. So let me just get another couple of these oracle cards for you. I like that one. I'll tell you what it is in a minute. So let's have a look. Another two for Pisces, please. Lovely. Thank you. And another. Okay, thank you. So that's very interesting. When I said about the sun card and it all being very much healing, healing energy, you also have the card here of the healer, healer of the ages. This is very much a card guiding you to just keep going, that you're not doing this alone, that there are your spirit team, your loved ones in the spirit world that are very much with you through these difficult times, that are there just wanting to encourage you to keep going, and that things will move, that the sun is coming back, as we've already said. The other two I love as well. You have got the Happy Families card. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if when I said there that you're going to be taking, well, getting an opportunity to take some time. So rather than having this constant wheel going round of worry and anxiety, once we get towards the end of February, there's really going to be this feeling here of taking that time off. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are actually going away for a winter break, because there is just this feeling here of the feeling of joy, the feeling of happiness that you've not felt in a while. That is coming back. That certainly these cards are guiding you towards that as well when we've got the happy family card. And again, it's doing something that is giving you joy rather than the worry, rather than the feeling of feeling trapped and uncertain. As this sun has came in, we've got this happy family card. And also we have got the caring connections card here as well. I know that's a bit blurry, but honestly it does say caring connections. So caring connections card here as well. So it's almost as if I want to say here, and I'm not going into a romantic feeling with this. This is very much a case of sometimes Pisces can very much do things themselves. There's just this feeling here of, even if you are alone and struggling to get through things yourself, because life is tough, there is very much this feeling here that you have someone around you, or that certainly someone is coming in. Doesn't need to be romantic. This could just be a very good friend, or just a good person that you have, neighbour, someone that you maybe don't even look at in that certain way, but there's just this feeling of coming together to supporting you. So I really like that. So take the worry off, if you can, Pisces, because I feel that by the end of February, you will have turned a corner. You will have set those boundaries that, although we can't magically take away all our worries, wouldn't that be nice? But it's that boundary of, this is what you're letting into your space. It's taking care back taking care of self, of taking that rest, of making sure that we can quieten the mind, that we can go and enjoy those things that give us joy, that give us pleasure, that's whether that be spending time with friends or family, and look forward to sunnier days. So I hope you've enjoyed that reading. If it resonates, please leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. As I say, I'm back on YouTube after a 10-year break, starting a whole new channel. So if you feel inclined, then I would really appreciate a like, a share, a comment, and a subscribe would be fantastic. So Have a lovely month. I will probably be back in the middle of the month with another mini reading for you. But right now, you take care and enjoy the rest of your month. Bye for now.